Hey there, I'm Daisy Whitney reporting for Beat TV at YouTube's corporate headquarters in San Bruno, California. Another YouTube product announcement is YouTube Lean Back. It is a user interface that is designed to make viewing YouTube videos on the television much easier and much more intuitive, gets a sense of what users are interested in and delivers those videos to them, much more akin to television. Had a chance to talk to the user interface designer, and here's what he has to say about it. So Julian, is Lean Back designed to primarily be a Google TV play?
So Daisy, no, it's not just a Google TV play because it will run anywhere a web browser is available. Obviously, there's a really close fit with the big screen TV living room type environment in which Google TV will, provide a great platform for it to run on. However, it will also be relevant on the desktop as well, where it makes sense just to have a media player that will allow you, without too much reading or looking around and clicking links or having to make too many decisions, you can really quickly flick through content, have content that's relevant to you surfaced and always playing without you having to keep making decisions to, further the experience.
Are you talking to other service providers and device makers so that it will have a further reach than the desktop and Google TV?
Well, what happens today is there's a lot of these sort of buddy boxes that plug into TV and becoming really commoditized and inexpensive, and they're aiming at bringing internet content to the TV, in a really cheap manner. When you look at some of these today, there's a YouTube offering on it. However, these guys primarily are hardware experts, and so sometimes the software looks like it's a bit of an afterthought. So, as the interface designer, I'm a lot more sensitive to this sort of stuff. And I think it's really valuable that we have some sort of like a reference offering that people that are interested in providing a TV-like experience for YouTube can look at, and hopefully we do a really good job at it because we've tested and iterated and learnt, and then we can sort of meet them halfway and help provide a clean, highly usable UI. And I'm sure they'd be interested in being able to not have to put all that effort into writing their own application from scratch. So this is my point of view as the designer,
but it has
I
the
think about the
potential
interaction.
to be on a Roku or a Sony connected TV, for instance.
Well, I think definitely there's a place for a good, highly usable YouTube application that surfaces the right content to you. So once you're signed in, we're going to do the best job we can to provide that relevant content to you, so that once you hit the start button, away you go. It's just video playing and it's really relevant to you. So it's essentially like your own channel. Instead of having to run around and find the content to consume it, it just arrives at your doorstep, and I think there's a lot of value in that.
And that's one of the points of this application, is that you don't have to sit around every 2.5 minutes and say, I want to watch this or I want to watch that, because otherwise then people will just watch TV. It knows what you want.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the big pieces of it. And also, it's a lot more liberating for content producers everywhere. So people who have something to offer can then use a service like YouTube to release it. And then if it engages with an audience, then they can opt into it and they'll be able to watch it. Whereas, if you go back a few years, there were such high barriers to entry for people to actually get content distributed and in front of people. Now it allows everyone to sort of contribute to that ecosystem of different styles of content, and I think it's a good thing for content producers to be able to surface their content to the audience without them having to put in all the legwork trying to find it themselves.
So final question for you, how will you get the word out and let consumers know this exists?
Well, hopefully you're helping, so thanks for that. But we're going to initially start in the area of the site we call Test Tube, which is where we release, fledgling products and new experimental features, and it's like a testing ground. So if people go to youtube.com/testtube, they'll find this amongst others, but also we're exposing it at youtube.com/leanback, and it's in its infancy now because we're just launching it, but eventually it will become more tightly integrated into the site. So we're seeing it as like a new view mode, which you'll be able to launch from a variety of places, such as like the traditional video playback page, seems like a good location to have a launch button. And also, whenever you have a playlist or a set of video, well, I think they're also good candidate places to have this launch button that will start this playback experience, and then it will just continue carrying on without you having to, like you said, make decisions every 2 or 4 minutes.
All right. Thank you, Julian.
Thank you. Thanks.